Welcome back to Hidden Stories. We're so glad to have you here again. Today, we bring you an inspiring story about faith, perseverance, and the power of sacrifice, the journey of Mark. If you've ever felt stuck, discouraged, or unsure of your next step, this story will remind you that when you trust God and stay committed, breakthrough is always possible. Sit back, relax, and let Mark's journey encourage your heart.
I've applied to so many places, Helen. I've rewritten my CV, I've walked from office to office, I've submitted forms online, and yet nothing seems to be working. Every day I wake up hoping today will be different, but it just feels like I'm stuck in the same place. Sometimes I wonder if maybe success just isn't for me. Maybe I'm not cut out for anything great. I'm tired of trying and failing over and over again.
Mark, don't say that. Don't talk yourself out of the future God has already prepared for you. Every great story begins with a challenge, even the stories of people you admire today. They all walked through their own valley before they ever saw a mountain. This season you're in. It's not punishment, and it's not a sign that God has forgotten you. It's shaping your character, strengthening your spirit, and preparing you for the responsibilities that come with success.
But it's hard, Helen. It feels like I'm pushing and pushing, but the door isn't even cracking open. I pray, I fast, I try, and still, I'm scared that I'll waste my life chasing something I will never reach.
Listen to me, Mark. You're not wasting anything. Every effort you make is a seed you're sowing, even if you don't see the harvest yet. God is working behind the scenes in ways you can't see. Your consistency, your humility, your perseverance. They are building a version of you that will be strong enough to hold what you're praying for. Don't let discouragement blind you. You are closer than you think.
I hope you're right, Helen. Because sometimes hope feels like the only thing I'm holding on to.
And that's enough, Mark. Hope is the anchor that keeps you steady until everything else falls into place. Keep holding on. Your story is still being written. Son, let's talk for a moment. There is something I want you to understand. Sometimes comfort delays destiny. When life is too easy, we tend to stay where we are, even when we're meant to rise higher. But sacrifice opens doors that talent alone cannot. There are seasons when God allows discomfort, not to punish us, but to push us into the place we're supposed to be. Your struggle right now is not the end of your story. It's part of the preparation.
Mom, I just feel stuck. Honestly. It's like I'm trying, I'm doing everything I know how to do, and still nothing is moving. Every day feels the same. I wake up with hope, and I go to bed wondering if I'm just wasting time. I see people my age getting opportunities, building careers, achieving things. And I'm here, fighting just to see one small breakthrough. It's hard not to feel left behind.
I know, Mark. I know it feels slow. I know it feels unfair. And I know that watching others move ahead can make you question yourself. But remember this, everyone's journey is different. Some people reap quickly because they sowed in seasons you never saw. Others look like they were succeeding, but they were building without a foundation. And when the storm comes, everything falls apart. But you, my son, you're building slowly because God is laying a solid foundation under you. You're learning discipline, patience, faith, and resilience, qualities that success cannot survive without.
It just hurts, Mom. It hurts to hope and not see results. It hurts to try and still feel like I'm standing still.
Growth is often invisible at first. When a seed is planted, it spends most of its time growing in the dark, underneath the soil where no one can see it. But that doesn't mean nothing is happening. The roots are forming, the seed is strengthening, and something powerful is developing beneath the surface. Keep sowing, Mark. Seeds don't grow the same day they were planted. But they do grow. And when they break the ground, the world sees what God has been doing all along.
So you believe my time will come?
I don't just believe it, I'm certain of it. As long as you keep fighting, keep sowing, and keep trusting God, your time will meet you where you are.
Mark, I came as soon as I heard. Someone told me you missed the interview this morning. I've been worried since then. Are you okay? What happened? You've been working so hard for that opportunity, Jordan. It's embarrassing. I don't even like talking about it. I woke up early, dressed up, prepared myself mentally, rehearsed my answers, prayed. But when it was time to leave, I realized I didn't have enough money for transport. Not even the bare minimum. I checked every pocket, every drawer, hoping maybe I left a little somewhere. But nothing. I just sat on the bed staring at the wall, feeling useless. I felt like I had failed before even trying. Man. Mark, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you say something? You know I wouldn't even think twice. I could have sent you transport money instantly. I should have been there for you. You've always supported me, and yet I wasn't paying enough attention to notice what you were going through. It wasn't your fault, Jordan. I didn't want to bother you. I didn't want to look like a burden or like someone who can't stand on his own feet. Sometimes I feel like I'm always asking, always needing something. And today, I just didn't have the courage to pick up my phone. I felt small. I felt like life was mocking me. Listen, Mark. You're not a burden. You've never been one. Everyone needs help at some point. Even the strongest people fall into seasons where they need someone to lean on. That's why we have friendships, real friendships. And you've been a real one to me for years. I'm sorry I wasn't attentive. I should have checked on you more. I should have asked how you were managing. I won't let you walk through this alone again. I just feel tired, Jordan. It's like every time I try to take a step forward, something pushes me back. And missing that interview, it broke me. I kept imagining what could have happened if I was there. Mark, look at me. Missing that interview is not the end. It's not the final chapter. Opportunities don't run out. They recycle. If one door closes, God has a better one waiting. We'll keep moving, together. We'll search again, apply again, show up again. I promise you, you won't face the next opportunity alone. Not while I'm here. Thank you, Jordan. That means more than you know. We're in this together, man. From today, if anything happens, you call me immediately. No excuses. We'll find another opportunity, a better one. You'll see. Mark. You look troubled. I can see it in your eyes and even in the way you walk. Sit down, my son. Tell me, what is weighing so heavily on your heart? You cannot battle in silence and expect victory, sir. I feel stuck. I feel like no matter what I do, nothing is changing. I want to be successful. I truly do. But I don't know what I'm supposed to sacrifice or what direction I'm supposed to take. Everything feels confusing. Mark, success, true success, demands sacrifice. Not just the sacrifice of time or energy, but sometimes the sacrifice of comfort, pride, fear, and even old habits that keep us tied to the same spot. The question is, what are you truly willing to give up to reach what God has prepared for you? Because God opens doors, but you must be willing to walk through them. I don't know, sir. I honestly don't know what to give up. I feel like I've already lost so much. And yet, I still feel like I'm behind. I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. And I don't know what God wants from me anymore. Mark, clarity never comes from noise. It comes from stillness. From prayer. From surrender. You are trying to figure out everything by yourself, and that is why your strength is failing. Sometimes God will strip away the familiar so He can prepare you for the extraordinary. But you must be willing to seek His voice intentionally. Not casually. Not occasionally. But with a heart that truly desires direction. I've prayed, sir. But I don't feel like I'm hearing anything. It feels like heaven is silent. Heaven is never silent, Mark. Sometimes God speaks in whispers. Sometimes He speaks through circumstances. And sometimes He speaks through the discomfort that pushes us out of where we've been for too long. Silence is often God's way of drawing us closer, not pushing us away. You need to pray for clarity, patiently, consistently, and sincerely. So you're saying I should keep praying? Even when it feels like nothing is happening? Yes, my son. Keep praying until your spirit becomes quiet enough to hear. God is not delaying you to punish you. He is preparing you. And the preparation requires that you be spiritually aligned. Start praying for clarity, for direction, for courage. And watch God reveal one step at a time. Thank you, sir. I'll do that. I will truly seek God this time. Not just for answers, but for understanding. Good. And remember, Mark, success is not measured by speed, but by direction. If God is guiding you, you cannot be lost. Now go with peace and seek Him with your whole heart. Lord, I'm here again. I don't even know where else to go. I'm tired, God. I'm tired of walking in circles. I'm tired of trying and falling. I'm tired of pretending that everything is fine, when deep inside I feel lost and confused. I don't want to keep going without direction. I don't want to rely on my strength anymore because it's failing me. Please, Father, show me what to do. I've been holding on to frustrations, disappointments, and fear. I've been scared of the future because I don't understand what you're doing. But today, I surrender it all. The pain, the shame, the delay, the confusion, everything. Lord, if I'm walking the wrong path, redirect me. If I'm holding on to something that is stopping my progress, take it away. If I need discipline, teach me. If I need courage, strengthen me. I want your will, not mine. I want direction, Lord. Clear, undeniable direction. Lead me to the right people, the right opportunities, the right environment. Open the doors I cannot open, and close the ones that will destroy me. Let my life bring you glory, even in the waiting. Even in the struggle. Help me trust you again.
And in that moment of surrender, something changed. Not the situation, not the challenges, not the circumstances, but Mark's heart. Peace began to settle on his face, like a calm after a storm. Because sometimes God answers, not with a voice, but with peace. A peace that reminds you He is still working.
Mom, there's something I've been thinking about for days now. And I think I'm ready to make a decision. I've been thinking of selling my old laptop so I can raise some funds. I need money for transportation, and there's a training program I want to attend. I feel like this might be my only chance to start moving again.
Mark, your laptop is practically all you have right now for your applications, your studies, your work. Are you sure about this? That laptop has carried you through many seasons.
I know, Mom. Trust me, I know how important it is. But I also feel like keeping it isn't helping me anymore. It's like holding on to something that's preventing me from taking the next step. I've been stuck for months, applying, hoping, waiting. And nothing changes. I keep praying for a breakthrough, but maybe God is waiting for me to act. Maybe this laptop has served its purpose. And now I'm supposed to use it as a seed. I need to invest in my future, Mom. If I don't take this bold step, I might remain right here, still stuck, Still complaining, still waiting. I'm scared, Mom. Scared of letting go of the little I have. Scared of making the wrong choice. But I'm more scared of staying in the same place for the next 5 years. I can't keep living like this, waking up every day with no movement, no progress, no direction. Selling this laptop isn't easy for me. But something in my spirit keeps saying it's time to sacrifice something. Time to sow a seed for the future I'm praying for.
You've grown, Mark. I can hear it in the way you speak. Sacrifice is not comfortable, it never is. And yes, that laptop is precious. It holds memories, work, ideas. But sometimes God tests our willingness to release what is in our hand so He can place something better in it. People forget that sometimes what we cling to becomes the very thing that keeps us from advancing. If this decision comes from fear, I would stop you immediately. But it doesn't. I can hear faith in your voice, not desperation, not panic. Faith. If selling this laptop is your step of obedience, then God will bless it. He will multiply whatever comes out of this sacrifice. Just make sure you're doing it with a clear heart and a clear mind.
Thank you, Mom. I really needed to hear that. I'm ready to trust God with this step.
Then go ahead, son. Take the step. Heaven always moves when faith moves. Mark stands nervously near a small roadside stall. The buyer inspects the laptop carefully.
You really want to sell this, son? It looks like it's been with you for a while. You sure you're ready to part with it? Once it's gone, it's gone. Yes. I'm sure. I've thought about this for days. This laptop has been with me through late-night studies, applications, and countless hours of trying to figure out what's next. I've grown attached to it, and part of me wants to hold on just because it's familiar. But I've realized that holding on to something comfortable doesn't always lead to growth. Sometimes we need to let go of what we love to receive what we need. I see. It must be hard for you. You've clearly put a lot of thought into this. It is hard. But I also feel a sense of peace about it. It's like a door is closing behind me, and another one is waiting to open. This isn't just selling a laptop, it's me taking a step of faith. I'm trusting God with the outcome, and I believe that what I'm getting will be far greater than what I'm giving up. I like that. Most people sell things because they have to, not because they're stepping into something new. You seem ready for change. Yes, I'm ready. It's time for a new season. I'm stepping out, trusting God, and moving toward the opportunities He's preparing for me. This laptop has served its purpose, and now it's time for me to move forward. Well, I hope it serves you well. Wherever it goes next. Sounds like you're headed somewhere good, son. Thank you. I have to believe that, and I do. I really do. Hold on. Wait, did I hear you correctly? You sold your laptop. Mark, that's huge. That's not just a small decision. That's a big step, a serious one. I mean, that laptop was your last major tool. What made you go through with it? I know it sounds drastic, Jordan. And trust me, it wasn't an easy decision. I sat with it, prayed about it, wrestled with it. But the truth is, I'd rather sacrifice one comfort today than lose a lifetime opportunity tomorrow. I realized I was holding on to it out of fear of losing the little I had, fear of making the wrong move. But fear doesn't lead anywhere. Comfort doesn't create progress. And I'm tired of standing still. Selling that laptop. It felt like me telling God, I'm ready. Whatever you want me to step into, I'm willing to pay the price. And as painful as it was, I felt peace afterward. A strange kind of peace that told me I made the right move. You know what? I respect that, Mark. Seriously. Most people talk about faith, but they never take steps that actually require it. What you did, that took courage. It took vision. It took trust in something bigger than yourself. And that's rare. You didn't just make a financial decision, you made a destiny decision. And I honestly believe this sacrifice is going to open doors you never imagined. Sometimes God waits for us to move first, and you moved. Thank you, bro. Hearing you say that means a lot. I was worried you'd think I overreacted, but I'm glad you get it. Overreact? Nah, not at all. If anything, you've challenged me. You're reminding me what real commitment looks like. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Digital Skills Workshop. I want you to know that being here is already a victory. Many people talk about changing their lives, but very few take steps toward it. What you're doing today is more than attending a class, you're building your future. Over the next few weeks, we'll learn skills that can open doors in technology, business, and beyond. But more importantly, you'll learn discipline, resilience, and how to adapt in a world that keeps changing. So prepare your minds, stay committed, and give this program your best. Finally, a step forward. I can't believe I'm actually here. After everything I've faced. The delays, the disappointments, the waiting, the sacrifices. I'm finally sitting in a place that feels like progress. God, thank you. I don't know where this will lead, but this moment right here, it means something. It feels like the beginning of a new chapter. Now, before we dive in, I want each of you to remember something very important. Consistency is more powerful than talent. You may not understand everything at first, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep trying, keep practicing, and keep showing up. Growth takes time, but if you stay committed, you'll see results that will surprise even you. Sir, I just want to say, I'm really grateful for this opportunity. I've been waiting for a moment like this for a long time. Being here feels like a breath of fresh air after a long storm. I promise to give it my all. That's the spirit. And let me tell you something, people who come into training with that mindset often go the farthest. Remember, every expert you admired today once sat where you're sitting, unsure but willing to learn. I'm ready. Whatever it takes, I'm ready to grow. Jordan. This is harder than I thought. I mean, I knew it wouldn't be easy, but I didn't expect it to feel this overwhelming. Every time I think I understand something, the next lesson proves me wrong. Everyone around me seems to be catching on quickly, but I'm still struggling with the basics. Sometimes it feels like maybe I made the wrong choice. Maybe I bit off more than I can chew. Bro, relax for a second. Take a sip. Look, you didn't come all this way to start doubting yourself now. Remember what you did to get here? You made a sacrifice, a big one. You gave up something that meant a lot to you because you believed in your future. Don't stop halfway. People don't make sacrifices just to quit when things get tough. That's the part where most people fail. The middle. But the middle is where strength is built. I know. But the pressure is real, Jordan. I'm trying to stay focused, I really am. But sometimes the voice in my head is louder than the truth. It keeps saying I'm not good enough, that others are ahead of me, that maybe I'm not smart enough for this. I've never felt this mentally drained before. Mark, listen to me. Every champion you see today once sat exactly where you're sitting, tired, confused, frustrated, and unsure. Growth never feels comfortable. If it feels comfortable, you're not growing. But you're growing. You're stretching yourself. You're fighting for a future you believe in. That's not something to be ashamed of. That's something to be proud of. But what if I fail? What if I don't get it? What if all this sacrifice ends in nothing? You won't fail. Not because everything will be easy, but because you won't stop. Winners aren't people who never struggle, they're people who refuse to quit. And I know you. You're not a quitter. You've survived too much, sacrificed too much, prayed too much, fought too much to walk away now. You're right. It just feels heavy sometimes. Of course it does. But pressure creates diamonds. And right now, you're becoming one. Keep going, bro. Bit by bit, step by step. You'll look back one day and realize this hard season was the reason you became great. Thanks, Jordan. I really needed that. Mark, I felt led in my spirit to stop by and see you. Something kept telling me, go and encourage that young man. And now that I see your face, I understand why. You look burdened. Not defeated, but heavily pressed. Talk to me, son. How are you really holding up? Sir? I'm trying. Truly, I am. But this training is stretching me in ways I didn't expect. The lessons are fast, the assignments are tough, and sometimes I feel like I'm the only one trying to catch up. I keep reminding myself of the sacrifice I made. Selling my laptop, stepping out of my comfort zone. But some days, it just feels like every step forward is another challenge waiting. That's the nature of true growth, Mark. Everything valuable requires pressure. Diamonds form under pressure. Gold passes through fire. And destinies rise through sacrifice. But listen carefully, sacrifice alone is not enough. Sacrifice without consistency becomes wasted effort. What you've given up is powerful, but what you keep giving, your commitment, your focus, your perseverance, that is what will produce results. I hear you, sir. Sometimes I'm afraid that I won't be able to sustain the pace. But I don't want my sacrifice to be in vain. I want this season to count. I want God to look at my efforts and see faith, not fear. And He does, Mark. God sees your steps. He sees the nights you stay awake thinking. He sees the weight on your heart. But He also sees your determination. Don't measure progress by how you feel, measure it by the fact that you haven't quit. Every day you show up is victory. Every lesson you learn is progress. Keep going, son. This journey will reward you. Thank you, sir. I needed this more than I realized. I promise, I won't give up. Not now. Not after everything God has brought me through. That's the spirit. Finish strong. You're closer to breakthrough than you think. Alright everyone, I've gone through all your projects. And I must say, I'm impressed. Many of you showed growth, dedication, and genuine effort. But there's one project that stood out, not because it was perfect, but because I could see the depth of thought, the time invested, and the hunger to learn behind it. Mark, your project was the best in the class. I could see your progression from the first day you walked in. Your attention to detail, your creativity, and the way you applied the concepts, it shows someone who is not just learning, but transforming. You're growing fast, faster than even you give yourself credit for. Sir? Really? I don't even know what to say. Honestly, when I submitted the project, I wasn't sure it was good enough. But I just kept pushing, kept applying everything, even on days when it felt overwhelming. This means more to me than you know. Mark, excellence is not about having all the resources or knowing everything from the beginning. It's about consistency, resilience, and a willingness to rise above every obstacle. And I've watched you do exactly that. You came in with limited tools, but with abundant determination. That is what separates successful learners from the rest. There were days I doubted myself. Days I questioned whether my sacrifice would produce anything. But hearing this, it reminds me that every small step mattered. Every late night, every struggle. God really guided me. And He still is. Mark, Your journey is proof that effort coupled with purpose produces remarkable results. Keep this momentum. Don't slow down. You're only just beginning to tap into what you're capable of. Thank you, sir. I won't stop. I'll keep giving my best, one step at a time.
Mark. Mark, stand up. I've been calling your name but you didn't hear me. Someone just called you right now. They said they've reviewed your application, and the company wants to interview you tomorrow morning. My son, can you believe it? Tomorrow.
Mom. Are you serious? They actually called? After all this time? After all the waiting and praying? My mom. This is it. This is the breakthrough I've been preparing for. This is the moment I sacrificed for. I can't believe it's finally happening.
Yes, son. It's happening. God has heard your prayers. All those nights you stayed awake, all those moments you felt like giving up, all the sacrifices you made, even selling your laptop, none of it was wasted. This is the harvest coming from your seeds. I could hear the excitement in the caller's voice. They want to meet you urgently.
I'm overwhelmed, Mom. It feels unreal. Just a few months ago, I didn't even have enough money for transport. I felt invisible, unqualified, and stuck. And now, a company wants to interview me. God really turned things around.
That's how God works, Mark. Quietly, steadily, and right on time. He doesn't rush, but he never arrives late. What matters now is that you prepare yourself. Go in with confidence. Speak with clarity. Walk in there knowing you are ready, because you fought to become ready.
You're right, Mom. I didn't come this far to panic. I'm going to show them everything I've learned. I'm going to give this interview everything I've got. This is the moment everything starts to change.
And I'll be right here praying for you. Tomorrow begins a new chapter for you, Mark, and I know you're ready for it. 000.
All right, Mark. Tonight, we're going all in. No shortcuts. No guessing. No let's hope for the best. We're going to rehearse your answers thoroughly. Every question they might possibly ask, every scenario they might present, we're not leaving anything to chance. You've worked too hard for this moment to let nerves or uncertainty steal it. I'm ready, Jordan. I didn't come this far to freeze or fumble. I didn't sacrifice my comfort, my laptop, and months of my life just to show up unprepared. Everything I've gone through led to this opportunity, and I'm not letting it slip. I want this. I'm ready to fight for it. That's what I like to hear. Now, first things first, confidence. Your confidence is your introduction before you even speak. When you walk into that room, keep your shoulders up, your eyes steady, and your handshake firm. Let them feel your readiness before you even say a word. I'll do that. Back straight, shoulders up, eye contact. Got it. What about the common questions? Good. Now let's start with the basics. Tell us about yourself. Don't panic and don't rush. Start with who you are, then talk about the skills you've developed, and finally show them why you're the right fit. Remember, structure, clarity, and confidence. Okay. Who I am, what I've learned, and why I'm a good fit. I can do that. Yes, you can. And you know what? You've lived this journey. You don't need to fake anything. Your story is powerful, your sacrifices, your growth, your resilience. Speak from your heart but keep it professional. This already feels good. The more we talk, the more prepared I feel. Tomorrow I'm going to walk into that room like someone who knows where he's going. That's the spirit. Now let's keep going. We're going to rehearse until your answers flow naturally, even in your sleep. Mark, I've gone through your training records, and I must say, they're excellent. Not just good. Excellent. Your instructors noted your discipline, your quick learning ability, and your consistency. Those are qualities we value highly here. Now, let me ask you something deeper. Tell us. What truly motivates you? What drives you to keep going even when the journey becomes difficult? Sir, what motivates me is a combination of faith, purpose, and a willingness to sacrifice for the future I want to build. I've learned that dreams don't grow in comfort zones. They grow in moments of stretching, in moments when you choose long-term gain over short-term ease. There were many times I felt discouraged, days when it looked like nothing I was doing was making progress. But my faith kept me grounded. I believe that God rewards effort, and that every small step matters, even when no one sees it. So I kept pushing. I made sacrifices. I sold things I value to invest in my growth. I woke up early, stayed up late, and refused to give up on myself. What motivates me the most is knowing that if I stay committed, focused, and honest in my work, I can create a future better than my past. My motivation is simple: I want to grow, I want to serve, and I want to become someone who adds value wherever I go. That's powerful, Mark. Truly powerful. Many people talk about wanting success, but very few are willing to pay the price that success demands. Listening to you, it's clear that your journey didn't make you bitter, it made you stronger, wiser, and more intentional. Your maturity, your clarity, and your courage to sacrifice comfort for growth. That's rare. And it's exactly the kind of mindset we look for in candidates. Thank you, sir. I'm committed to giving my best in any position I'm entrusted with. Well, Mark, you're leaving a very good impression so far. Let's continue. Jordan, I won't lie to you. This waiting is harder than the interview itself. During the interview, at least I felt like I had some control. I could speak, express myself, and explain my journey. But now I'm just sitting here, waiting for someone to decide my future. Every passing minute feels like an hour. My mind keeps replaying everything I said. Did I perform well enough? Did I say something wrong? What if they choose someone else? Bro, breathe. Just breathe. You've done your part. And honestly, you did more than most people would ever do. Think about it. You made sacrifices, you pushed yourself, you grew, and you showed up prepared. You planted seeds with your effort, your courage, and your faith. Seeds don't start growing the moment you bury them in the soil. They take time. They grow in silence, underground, invisible to the eye. But they grow. I know you're right, but the silence feels loud. I keep checking my phone, hoping to see a message or a missed call. At this point, even a rejection message would be better than hearing nothing. At least then I'd know where I stand. No, Mark. Don't speak like that. Rejection is not your portion. Listen, waiting is part of the process. Every great story has a waiting season. Even the strongest faith gets tested in the quiet moments where nothing seems to be happening. But it's in those moments God is working behind the scenes. You have to trust that your seeds will produce results. And they will. You just need to give them time. You're right. I've come too far to start doubting now. I just want to make my mom proud. I want her to see that her encouragement, her prayers, and her sacrifices were not in vain. I want this opportunity so much. And you'll get it. I believe that strongly. But until then, don't let anxiety steal your peace. You did your best. Now let God do the rest. Waiting isn't punishment, it's preparation. Thank you, Jordan. You always know how to bring me back to myself. Hello. Yes, this is Mark speaking. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I remember. I'm here. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. I promise, no, I assure you, I won't disappoint you. I'll give everything I have to this work. Thank you, sir. Thank you! Yes, I'll be there on Monday.
Mark? What happened? Who was that on the phone? Why are you shaking like this? Talk to me, don't keep me in suspense.
Mom. I got the job. They chose me. Out of everyone who applied. They chose me. Mom, I got the job.
You did? Mark, are you sure? My son, say it again, please. I want to hear it clearly.
I got the job, Mom. They said they were impressed with my interview, my training record, my attitude. Everything. They said I'm exactly what they need. Mom. It's happening. Our prayers. Your encouragement. The sacrifices. It's all paying off.
Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Mark, I'm so proud of you. You worked so hard. You didn't give up. You kept believing even when things looked impossible. God has remembered you, my son. He has opened your door.
Mom. This moment. I've dreamed about it for so long. And now it's real. God really came through for me.
Yes, He did. And this is only the beginning. Your story is just starting, Mark. Your breakthrough has finally arrived.
Mark, today we celebrate not just a job, but a testimony, a living proof of how faith, sacrifice, and perseverance work together to bring breakthrough. Your journey reminds every one of us that success rarely comes without a cost. Often, we are called to let go of something we hold dear, something that feels essential to our comfort or security, so that God can make room for greater blessings. Mark, you gave up your laptop, your comfort, and even your peace at times. You stepped out of your comfort zone when fear told you to stay put. You invested time, energy, and faith in the process. And now, God has returned to you multiplied, an opportunity that reflects your effort, your trust, and your willingness to obey Him even when it was hard. Your story is an example to this congregation of what it means to trust God through every season of waiting, every moment of struggle, and every sacrifice we are called to make. Thank you, sir. I've learned something important through all of this. I understand now that success isn't just about talent, luck, or timing. It's about obedience, faith, and persistence. Sometimes, we hold on too tightly to what we think we need, afraid to let go. But when we release those things in faith, God honors the sacrifice and returns blessings that go beyond our imagination. I've experienced this firsthand. I've learned that giving up something precious isn't the end, it's the beginning of something far greater. And I want to encourage everyone here, trust God, stay consistent, and don't fear sacrifice. Your breakthrough is coming, just as it came for me. Exactly, Mark. And may your testimony inspire others to remain steadfast, to walk in faith, and to believe that God multiplies what we give Him with pure hearts. Let us all remember that no sacrifice is ever wasted in the hands of God.
Success is not magic. It is not an accident, nor is it a gift that falls into the hands of the lucky. True success is born out of sacrifice, faith, and daily discipline. It is the willingness to give your very best, even when the results are not immediately visible. It is the courage to step out of your comfort zone, to release what is familiar, and to trust that God sees your effort and honors it in ways far beyond what you could imagine. Mark's story reminds us that the doors we long for rarely open without effort and perseverance. Every sacrifice, every hour of focus, every moment of faith, these are seeds planted in the soil of tomorrow's blessings. God does not waste your labor. He multiplies it. And when you give Him your dedication, your trust, and your obedience, He will open doors you could never open on your own. The journey may be long, the waiting may be hard, but the reward is worth every step. Luke 6 verse 38 Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. So, step out in faith. Sacrifice what you must, work diligently, and trust God with the results. Your breakthrough is waiting, and He is faithful to reward those who give their best. Thank you so much for watching. Your support means the world to us. We hope Mark's story has inspired you to trust God, stay faithful in your sacrifices, and never give up on your dreams. Remember, every step you take in faith brings you closer to your breakthrough. If this video encouraged you, please like, share, and subscribe so we can continue bringing more uplifting stories. And don't forget to leave a comment telling us what part of Mark's journey spoke to you the most.